my dream workspace. It's where I build iOS apps and edit all of my videos, including this one that you're watching right now. Everything here is built around how I actually work, and it all starts with the desk. This desk is from a company called Desky, and I honestly believe you have to love your desk. The desk is so important to the setup. I mean, it's the foundation of the setup. If you don't like the desk, it just kind of ruins everything. And trust me when I say, I've had some desks that I've not loved in the past, whether it be the finish or something along those lines. This one is amazing. I walk into my office now and I can't help but smile. I just love the overall look. It's made from real hardwood. It's actually called pheasant wood. And if you're anything like me, you probably have not heard of that wood before. I honestly went to their site looking for walnut because that's one of the desks that I've had in the past that I've really loved. And that's pretty much what everybody goes with on the internet, it seems like these days. But this is the first one I saw and I immediately fell in love with it. And I reached out and asked if they'd want to work with me, and they said yes. And I was so excited because getting my hands on this desk has just changed my mood, and it made me more productive because you gotta love your space. It just helps you get in that mindset. Even if you are somebody that, like me, for a living, you get to develop apps, you get to edit videos and do the stuff that you kind of want to do anyway, you still have those days where work still feels like work. So having a setup and a just atmosphere that just kind of promotes productivity just helps so much. The desktop itself is massive at 80 inches by 30 inches. This was the largest Desky offered in this configuration, but I believe they have like 180 different configurations, all of which I believe can be sit-stand desks. And the sit-stand feature on this thing is also kind of mind-blowing with just how smooth, quiet, yet still fast it is. And I'm a 6'2" guy, and it has no problem going up and down to my height. It can even go higher, and of course it can go lower than what I need it to be. The dual motors on the legs are super fast, super quiet, and I know it seems a little nitpicky talking about the speed of how fast your desk can switch from sit to stand mode, but when you're in the work zone but you want to change positions, it's really nice to get there as quickly as possible so you don't get out of that zone. I will put a link down below to this configuration, but you can look at all their configurations, and I'll be talking about a few of the other features later on in this video as well. But for now, let's go ahead and switch over to the brains of this setup, which is a 16-inch M1 Max MacBook Pro. Yes, I am still running a computer from 2021 and it is still amazing. This thing is a powerhouse even after all these years. It has 32 gigs of RAM, a terabyte of hard drive space, which I will say that's like the big hindrance. I have a few solutions for that, but you also notice that it is docked in something. This is a Thunderbolt 4 docking station from a company called Bridge, and this thing just simplifies my setup like no other. A lot of people like to brag about how they have a one cable setup. Well, I have a no cable setup because it's basically like a toaster. Just drop my MacBook right in there and it just automatically connects to everything. We're talking the speakers are automatically connected, both my monitors. I have another dock that actually gets connected to it as well. This one is a Thunderbolt 3 dock from OWC, and it's mounted directly underneath my desk with a 3D printed mount, but it gives me quick and easy access to SD cards and micro SD cards and a couple ports as well. Best setup you can get for productivity. Whenever I'm ready to leave, I just pull it right out, put it in my bag and go. Now, connected to the computer are two 27-inch studio displays, and I gotta say, I absolutely love these things. They are worth the price tag. They are very expensive. I believe they're about $1,400 each. They are a few years old now, so highly recommend that you shop the sales because that quality of screen, that 5K display, when I'm editing video, the color accuracy of the displays make it so much easier to make sure I get the colors the way I want them to look on other people's Apple devices. And when I'm coding, that display, the text is so legible. low. There's no like blur and everything that you're gonna get with those 4K displays. And of course there are some 5K displays out there, but you're not gonna get the ease of use and quality as you will when you're connecting an Apple monitor to an Apple computer. There's just something about that that just gives you everything you need and just makes everything so streamlined that it's just well worth the price tag. For the ones that I did buy the VESA mounted ones. I didn't want the stands on my desk. I like it when the monitor kind of just floats above, and the monitor arms that I bought were super cheap. I'll put a link down below. They're on Amazon. I think I got them for about 50 bucks. I didn't go and spend a ton. I could have bought that Ergotron one or whatever it's called. It costs like $300 or something. Looks amazing, but I just was a little bit overkill. This one works fine. It holds the monitors, no issues. So this is a use case that you can save some money on different areas of your setup, and nobody's really gonna know unless you tell them. I have two Edifier QR65 speakers. These things are really cool. They have this like mirror effect to them and a light all the way around them that you can turn the brightness up and down on. You can connect them to your computer multiple different ways. They have Bluetooth. I use the aux cable. I feel like there's another cable that you can get as well, and they sound great. I do all my video editing with these things, so I listen to them. That's how I edit all my audio. Don't judge them if you don't like the way my audio sounds. My ears are horrible. I also listen to music on them as I'm coding, so they work really well for that as well. They are just overall great speakers. I have them on two risers just to kind of get them lifted more up towards my head. And of course, this all goes under, and it just keeps everything, whether I'm sitting or standing in my desk, it's always at that perfect level, which is just super nice. Down below on my actual desk is a LaMetric smart clock. So it sits right there. It tells me how many subscribers I have. I can look at followers on Instagram. I can have the time. I can have weather. It does a bunch of different stuff. This thing is pretty old, but it was also pretty expensive. I think I got mine for about $125 on eBay. I believe they sell for about $300 normally, but they've been out for multiple years. So just be patient, look on eBay, try to find them there. I'll put links down below if I see any on eBay, but they're probably also on Amazon as well. Across from that is my Stream Deck. I use this thing a ton. I have some quick actions on there for different folders that I usually open up while I'm editing to get my files where I want them to go. I also can control all my Govee lights with this, which is super nice. So I can switch it from different modes, because sometimes, when I'm filming, I like this white color that I have. I think it looks better on film, but then I can also switch it to a more warmer color when I'm working, so it's a little less harsh on the eyes. So both of those are really nice, and I can switch quickly with just one tap button all on here, and it's just super nice. Highly recommend it to have a Stream Deck, even if you don't stream on normal occasions. They're still really awesome to have for just a whole variety of reasons. And of course, I had to put some of my personality on the desk. I'm a big Star Wars fan. I love the Mandalorian series, so of course I have a couple Mando Funko Pops. I got the big Grogu, and of course the Dark Saber. I picked this up at Disney a couple years ago. This thing's cool. I just love the series. I'm a big Star Wars nerd to begin with. As you can see behind me, I have a ton of Star Wars collection, and I shouldn't say a ton because I want it to be so much bigger than what it already is, but I have a little collection. Let's just call it little. Tell my wife it's a little collection and it needs to be much bigger. Comment down below, your collection's too small, you need more stuff. Please, thank you. Because then I can show it to her and maybe she'll agree. But now that you've seen everything on top of my desk, you may be wondering, with all this stuff plugged in somewhere, what in the world does it look like underneath your desk? And that's where Desky comes in clutch once again, because underneath the desk, they have this under the desk cable management system, which is next level. Like, this thing is awesome. You can get it with different plug in place. They just snap in there. Yeah, I have 9 outlets to plug in, plus the cable tray that helps me manage all my cables. They all just kind of go in there. Now, I could manage them better than what I have them managed currently. I've tried in the past, like super restrictive cable management, perfect lines and all that kind of stuff, and it never works out for me because I always change something and then I have to tear it all apart, and then it's like putting it all back together. I'm not one of those people that love cable management, but I like the way it looks. So this fits that perfectly. There's 2 little like pull knobs, and then the tray like will come down so you can just kind of stuff everything or organize everything however you are. Works either way. You get everything in there and then you can pop it up and it snaps in place and just looks clean, sleek. I mean, look at it. You can see it right here. Underneath my desk, it's beautiful. Like, you can't see a bunch of cables everywhere. You can just see where stuff's plugged in. You can't even see that anywhere unless you go underneath the desk, but it just looks so good. It works so well. I don't have any cables hitting my legs while I'm working, which is super nice. And since this is a sit-stand desk, everything is attached underneath the desk. I only have 2 cables that really drop below. One is a networking cable on one side, and I have like a little cable runway on that leg, and the other one is the power, and I have one on that leg as well, just to keep everything super clean with no cables in the way. It is hands down, Desky just went above and beyond with this tray. I've never had an easier way to manage my cables on my desk than this right here. And of course, above the desk, I have some artwork. I have a canvas print from Iconic. It says, "Don't stop." It's a Mac keyboard. I have a Steve Jobs print. This was made by one of the original like icon artists on the original Mac. And then I have a quote from Steve Jobs that says, "Ideas without action aren't ideas, they're regrets." And that one always hits me because I have so many ideas with apps and with videos and all that stuff. But obviously, you know, if you don't act upon those ideas, you will regret them. I have a ton of regrets as well. I'm older than some of you, I'm sure. As you get older, there's some ideas that you're like, I really wish I would have done that. There's multiple that I have. And that quote reminds me of it every single time. It's a great, inspiring quote to keep me productive. And that's what a desk setup is. It's not necessarily flexing the gear. And I feel like I've done that a lot in this video. I hope it's not come across that. I've just been sharing what my setup is with you in case some of this can help you be more productive. Because it's all about getting in that right mindset and being able to stay in that mindset to get your work done. Especially on those days when your work feels like work. So having the right setup, the right layout, the right desk, the ability to sit, stand, whatever it is that gets you in that zone, in that mode to actually get stuff done, that is what matters the most. You don't need the highest dollar item. You don't need the studio displays. You don't need the Max chip of the MacBook. You don't need the M4 MacBook. I still don't even need the M4 MacBook. I still have the M1. All you need is a space that helps clear your mind to get you in that focus mode to get your work done. Whatever it is, just try your best, and it doesn't have to come together all at once. This has been a process. This desk setup has taken me years. Like, I've gone through multiple different stages to get to where I'm at today. So I hope this video has helped you. If it has at all, please let me know in the comments below, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. God bless.